Hi, welcome to Math Companion. Now, today we are going to learn the easiest way of doing factorization of the quadratics by cross method. Now, all you need to do here is this. You take the first coefficient, multiply by the constant here. For example, 5 times 12 is going to give us 60. All right, then you just write 19 over here. Then do a circle. And then now you need to figure out 5n squared can be split into 5n and n. Then now you need to figure out two numbers. When you add, you get 19. But when you multiply these numbers, you're going to get 60. From our mental maths, the numbers are 4 and 15. So it's going to be 4 and 15. Now, it's very, very important where you're supposed to position 15. We cannot say 15 and 4 in this case because we want to have a number that can be divided by this coefficient 5 to lie on the same diagonal. Okay? So 15 can be divided by 5. That's why we placed 15 over here. But how many times can it be divided by 5? So 15 can be divided by 5 3 times. So do not cancel this 5, but all you need to do is just testing your mental maths. How many times can 15 be divided by 5? You just cancel, then write down 3. Then once you have done that, our answer is simply going to be 5n plus 4, which means you combine these numbers across like that, and then n and 3. So 5 plus n and n plus 3. And that is the answer. Now, next, let's look at this. 2n squared, so plus 5n plus 2. So you take this 2, multiply by 2, you're going to get 4. And then you write 5n here, or just 5. You can just write just 5 because we are looking at the numbers. That's what is leading us. Okay, and now you figure out this 2n squared can be split into 2n and n. Now we need to figure out two numbers. When you add, you are getting 5, but when you multiply these two numbers, you are getting 4. Now the numbers are simply 1 and 4. So I'm going to place 1 here, I'm going to place 4 here. And it's not by accident. I want to have 2n and 4 here because I know 4 can be divided by 2. How many times can 4 be divided by 2? 4 can be divided by 2 times. And therefore, my answer is going to be 2n and 1, so which is 2n plus 1, and then n and 2, which is just n plus 2. That's simple. Now, my next one, we have 2v squared plus 11v plus 5. All right, so here we are going to write 2 times 5, it's 10. Okay, now I need to look at, to drop this 11 over here, it's going to be in the circle. Then I just do my arrows, my lines like that. Then 2v squared can be split into 2v and v because 2v times v is v squared. Now I need to figure out two numbers. When I add, I get 11. When I multiply, I'm going to get 10. The numbers are simply 1 and 10. So I'm going to write 1 here and 10. I placed 10 here so deliberately because 10 can be divided by v. It should lie within the diagonal. So 10 divided by 2 is simply 5. And so my answer for this one now, it's going to be 2v and 1. So 2v plus 1 and v and this 5 here. V plus 5. Right, that's the answer. Now next, quickly, we have 7 times 28. Sorry, 7a squared plus 53a plus 28. Same thing. So 28 times 7 is 196. So we write 196 here. Same thing, we need to figure out. Oh, before we think about the factors, we just drop 53 here, and then we do our arrows like that. And then 7a squared can be split into 7a and a. Now we need to figure out two numbers. When you add, you are getting 53, but when you multiply, you get 196. So the numbers are just 49 and 4. Now, I have not placed 49 here by accident. It should lie within the diagonal because 49 can be divided by 7. 49 divided by 7 is supposed to give me a 7. All right, so then my answers are going to be, I still emphasize, diagonal. So 7a plus 4. So it's going to be 7a plus 4 into brackets. Then a and 7. A and that's 7. So a plus 7. A plus 7. That's all quickly. All right, now our next question, very easy. All right, so we have 9k squared plus 66 plus 21. All right, we're going to write 66 here, and then we do our arrows like that. Now, 9k squared can be split as k and 9k. Now, 9 times 21, I'm getting 189. Now, I need to figure out numbers. When I multiply, I'm going to get 189. But when I add, I'm going to get 66. So what are the numbers? So the numbers are 63 and 3. So I'm going to have 63 here and 3. Why did I have 63? I want it to be placed along the diagonal of 9 because I know 9 you divide by 63 is going to give me 7. And therefore, just writing the diagonal now, k and this 7 here, it's going to be k plus 7 into brackets 9k plus 3. So you have 9k plus 3. All right? Yeah. So, next question. Actually, here we can even do it much further, and we are going to factorize this one. We say k plus 7, and then we know 9k plus 3 can also be written as 3 into brackets 3k plus 1. So to organize this one properly, k plus 7, and then I'm gonna have 3 at the beginning, then k 3k plus 1. Okay, like that. So that's a more simplified solution. Now next we are going to look at 6x squared plus 37x plus 6. So 6 and times 6 you get 36. Now we need to think about, so I have that 7 here, and then we know 6x squared can be written as 2x and 3x. All right, now we need to figure out what are the numbers that when I add, actually it can be done in two ways, 3x and x, or it can be done as x and 6x. Now we need to think about two numbers. When I add, I'm going to get that 7. When I multiply, I'm going to get 36. All right, so the numbers are 1 and 36. Now this 6 lies on the diagonal because it can divide 36. So 6 divided by 36 is going to give me 6. Now combining the diagonals again, x and 6. So it's going to be x plus 6. And then another one, it's going to be 6x plus 1. Yeah, that's the answer. Now, next, we are going to have 2 times 21. We are going to get 42. And now we are writing 17 here. And after that, now we need to figure out, so we need to split 2b squared as 2b and b, and then over here we need to figure out two numbers. When you add, you get 17, but when you multiply, you are going to get 42. The numbers are 14 and 3. So I'm going to write 14 here and 3 over here. It's not by accident that I'm placing this on the diagonal. It's because 14 can be divided by 2b, can be divided by b. How many times? 7 times. And therefore the solution, 2b with the diagonal number, with the horizontal number over there, it's going to be 2b plus 3 and b plus 7. Now, I want to challenge you. Please try this question and let me see your solution in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching Math Companion. Please subscribe and click the notification button. I really appreciate your support. Enjoy the rest of your time. Bye bye.